All right? Yeah, please. Thank you. So again, a little bit like first lot, Fingal Bay is going to go second lot and just have a routine canter. He worked yesterday and he's had a phenomenal season. Starting off last season with his only running a bumper at Exeter, where he won very, very easily. I'd be the first to admit that I didn't fancy him that much that day, but he's kept improving. He's been very professional. He's in 2 races at Cheltenham, but he's more likely to run than Neptune, just due to the fact, which is over 2 miles 5, just due to the fact that the other race is 3 miles, the Albert Bartlett, and we just feel that he's been, it's worked over that trip so far. He probably does want further, but we feel that going to Cheltenham wouldn't be the ideal time to try 3 miles, and I think a fast run 2 mile 5 will probably suit him around there, and rather than stepping up to 3 miles and then getting to the second last and realising he doesn't actually get 3 miles. So that's the way we'll probably go anyway. But everything's going very well with him. He's been schooling well, his work's going very well. He's had a little bit of a break since his last run, just during the very softer ground, and couldn't be happy with him at the moment. We've got snap tie here, probably running the county hurdle. He's had a leg issue and hasn't run this season, but will come straight back and run at Cheltenham. Balthazar King, he'll go straight to Cheltenham for the cross-country race. He would have run very well there in the cross-country race last time, when everyone went the wrong way, and he actually ended up on the floor when he couldn't get round a rail in time, and then having slipped up on the floor, he actually got kicked in the jawbone by something that was following him and fractured his jaw, which was very unfair for him, for a horse that had been running well and through no fault of his own ended up on the floor and then got kicked in the head because of it. So we had it x-rayed and everything else, and the vets were keen not to operate and not to remove any fragments, because they thought that by actually invasive surgery that they could have made the situation worse. So it's just been left, and he's been re-x-rayed since, and it's all healed up well and everything. We can just, Hannah, can we just see him here a sec? See, it was just there, but it's healed very well indeed. And as I say, the vets thought invasive surgery to remove any bone chips would actually further complicate the issue. So, thank you, Hannah. So this is Colour Squadron and Natalie, who looks after him. He's had a fantastic season and is one of the anti-post sort of favourites for the Supreme Novices. He's a lovely, straightforward horse. Some people might say he was unfortunate not to win the Tolworth. He just hung very badly, left after the last hurdle, having made all the running, jumped very well, done everything very professionally, until I think it was just a bit of greenness, and Richard probably thinks a bit of stage fright just in front, galloping towards the stands. And otherwise he's very straightforward. There's no reason he can't make the running, but obviously in Supreme Novices with capacity field, there'll be every chance that he won't be making the running. He'll have a lead until halfway up the running, and then drop him on the line. All sounds easy, doesn't it? And behind him we have Saddler's Risk, who is again one of the anti-post favourites for the Triumph Hurdle. He has won his only hurdle race for us very, very easily 3 weeks ago. He came to us from Mark Johnson, had a rating of about 100 on the flat. Mr. Brookhouse, who owns him now, owned him on the flat as well. He's a fantastic horse, actually. He's strong, he's tough, he's got a lot about him. He's got a lot of attitude, but good attitude. He knows he's quite special. This is Mehal Nolan riding him. So he's so far so good. He'll have one more run before Cheltenham and then hopefully go straight there for the Triumph. Two Cheltenham favourites go down the drive together. Hopefully don't come back loose. The gallop is only actually just over 2 furlongs long, but it climbs over 40 metres, and it's harrowed to 4 inches, so it's hard work for them. And originally we put it in, just for a schooling surface, and more now we use it just on routine sort of canter days, because it works so well, and horses gain a lot of confidence on it and move particularly well, which is obviously a huge plus. That's wishful thinking. He's a horse that just as always does plenty on a daily basis, a little bit like the following two, Duke of Lucca and Leading Contender, and that's why they're cantering single file rather than upsides another one. Just when they're with another horse, they just get a bit too competitive and are just doing too much work on a daily basis. So that's why they're cantering single file, so they're a little less competitive and just doing their work nicely within themselves rather than doing too much. He's a horse that does his work particularly well, actually. He's a hardy little horse who is difficult to get to the bottom of, but even having had a run at Kempton and won very easily, he still looked big and fat the next morning, came out kicking and squealing, which is a great sign, having eaten up that night as well. So so far he's proved that he's very tough. Now we've got Ballyquin Queen far side, Colour Squadron this side. So we'll wander up to the top now and make sure that everyone that's ridden the horses is happy with them. No coughing, no lameness, nothing else. Certainly watching them canter so far, they all look in good form. They all look well in the coats, and certainly helps on a sunny morning like this morning for the horses to look better, but at the same time generally very happy with the horses' health and well-being at the moment, which is obviously a crucial time of the year when you're just stepping up their work and trying to make plans for their sort of spring campaigns, that horses are well. There's no point trying to run horses that aren't, and so far couldn't be happy with the way things are going. We just obviously we've had a length of time with no racing, with frost and snow and whatever else, and it was just nice to get going again now and hopefully get a few more winners on the board. We've got Saddler's Risk. There's Mehul. You happy here, Mehul? Good. As you can see, he's just done 3 strong canters and he's still jig jogging, which is I'm very pleased to see, because he's not a horse that necessarily runs up particularly light. A lot of horses that are like that, worry, stress, they don't carry in condition, but at the same time he looks particularly well, and very pleased to see that he's doing his work easily and he's in great form having done his work, so that's very pleasing to see. And then we've got Colour Squadron here. Natalie, you happy with him? Yeah, very happy. Good. Did that very easily? Yeah. Looked to be taking a good pull up there. Yeah. Good. I say again, a little bit like Saddler's Risk. He's jig jogging, full of himself, having done his work. So couldn't be happy with it where he is at this stage.